Hello there, what is going on, everybody? I've got something really cool that I want to talk about in today's video, and it is an old card game. I was going through some storage. I found some very old stuff. I say very old, I'm no sorry, it's not that old to me, but these are cards from the Decipher Star Trek Customizable card game. I have not gone through these in I don't know how long, before I started making content, so it's been over 10 years, and I just thought to myself, I'd start to look at these. Wow, these are Klingons. Look at this. And I just go through. Look at that. That's Picard, but it's not really Picard, is it? Look at this, so cool stuff. Oh my gosh, the Fickla. Anyway, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna go through some of these. We'll look at them, and like it's a game that I really would love to see come back. This is so back in the 90s, the mid 1990s. I want to say 1994. The Decipher came out with a card game to try to compete with Magic the Gathering. It was the Star Trek Customizable card game, boy, oh boy, it was something. Like, I remember getting into it. I was very, very poor. I could only buy like a pack every couple of weeks, so I had very, very few. And then I bought a bunch when I came back into the game, and it had interrupts. Again, this was like one of the first games, in that first wave of games that were coming out after. Two Binars. And these are all real cards, too. They're not any reprints or anything like that. I mean, the white borders are kind of like second wave printings, but this game was awesome. And it had such a really cool concept because it had space cards. So before you start the game, a portion of your deck is like the space and dilemma deck, and so you would create this space line of all the different cards that you would have. And these in each one of these had this they had like a mission of like, and you play into 100 points, and you want to do 35 points, and to attempt this mission I need stellar cartography and physics, and if there's no dilemmas under it, then no problem, but then we'll start seeding dilemmas underneath of these, and of course my opponent will see dilemmas under my missions, and I will see dilemmas under their missions typically, because if I'm running stellar cartography and physics on my space cards, then that means I'm probably running people with stellar cartography and physics. And so my opponent might not be, and then the characters have all these different keywords on them, and they have symbols to indicate if they are command or officer, and you need a certain number of these symbols to crew a starship. Whoa, I've got lore? Oh my God, I didn't realize I have lore in here. These are incredible. The Bortos, Kivas Vajo, the Collector, mercenary ship, the Makta, the Jovis, the IKC Chang. Look at this one, because look, it's actually going off, right? Oh, patrol the Devron system. This is from the Enterprise TNG finale. That's one of those Feklark. Galron. Oh, Robert, C. Riley, I think his name was, with those crazy eyes. That's not like even the best picture of him, because he's not doing the crazy eyes. But, and oh my gosh, Dathan, Shaka, when the walls fell. I love this dude. Darmok, Engelad at Tanagra, the beast of Tanagra, Rosani, his army, Picard and Dathan at Eladrel, Sokath, his eyes uncovered. I love this. I love this so much. It's incredible. So again, these are very, very cool cards. Whoa, Binars, this is foil? Oh, this is incredible. I didn't realize that. Governor Worf, man, I've got a lot of really cool cards in here. A lot of really, really cool cards. I'm going to show you guys my deck. This is a card, Kevin Uxbridge, maybe the rarest card of all time for whatever reason. I remember buying an entire box of boosters in my 20s. Never got a single Kevin Uxbridge. Not a single one. And he's not even listed as a rare, right? Not even listed. Oh, the IKC Feklark. Man, I must have had a really awesome Klingon deck with all of these cards. So very cool stuff. I just wanted to share with you. I don't know what's in here. I don't know what this pile is. I see a bunch of dilemmas, events, Romulans. Oh, we got, one Romulan. We've got some, non-aligned. We've got some from Federation, Mr. Castillo, Lieutenant Junior Grade Picard, some interrupts, and some more. Oh, Montgomery Scott. Oh, that's right. These are crazy cool cards, man. I love these. So anyway, I wanted to kind of go through this. It's been a treasure trove. I'm just going through all of it. I've got all these interrupts and dilemmas and extra cards. But I kept one deck sleeved in case my my old friends who used to play this ever wanted to play it with me again. And yeah, this was just a very, very cool game. I loved it, and this is why I always played with you needed the alternate universe door. Now, there was a fundamental problem with this game, and the problem was that Decipher was kind of new to making games. They would do this this really weird thing where every new expansion, there was a massive new rule. So like this was the second expansion was like the alternate universe, and you had to have doorways, and they brought like all these new mechanics, like massive new mechanics with every single wave of expansions. And like when I tried to get back into the game years later, there was like, oh, well, if you want to use any Deep Space Nine cards, you have to have the Gamma Quadrant, and you have to play a whole nother space line for that. And if you want to use a mirror universe, you have to have a mirror universe and a whole different space line for that. And if you want to use the Delta Quadrant with Voyager cards, you have to have a whole nother space line for that. So you end up building like 4 game boards if you want to use all the cards that are available, which is just crazy to me. I've got Esri Dax in here. This was, how many, let me know in the comments as I'm going through these. Riker, how many of you guys ever remember playing this game? I just thought this was a really, really cool game. I had bought some extra cards years later, like on eBay. There's still actually a lot of these for sale. Nog, who's both Ferengi and Federation. That's cool. Yeah, I remember buying a Ferengi expansion thinking, wow, that's kind of cool. And I just love looking at all these. It goes down memory lane. Hey, there's another Scotty. Deanna Troy. Jean-Luc Picard. I didn't know I had Jean-Luc Picard. I totally forgot. He's white border, not black border. But still, he's incredible. The USS Pasteur. Very cool ship. We got some generics. You gotta have your generic cards. Now they did generics differently. A lot of games now will mark a unique character. Star Trek used to mark generics. So she's Vekor, but she's also, you can run multiple Vekors in your deck, right? I don't have too many generic characters. We got some classic Trek characters in there. They eventually brought in everything. Beverly Crusher, Rachel Garrett, a Soong type android, Professor Sisko, Jennifer Sisko from the Mirror Universe, Sarek, and I think last time I actually tried to play this, we just ignored the space line thing and just did one space line and just said, screw it, we're going to house rule it. Now, I'm aware that there is a continuing committee for this game that still gets together and plays. Mr. Sisko, I wanted to just do the dream team in this game, right? Look at that. Bashir, Miles O'Brien, Beverly, Picard, and I think the reason why so many Mirror Universe characters I have here is because I got most of my Deep Space Nine characters out of a Mirror Universe box. Because Deep Space Nine, I guess, didn't get that many reprints, so it was at the time, I think it was kind of hard to get. Oh wow, Noonien Soon, and Kevin Uxbridge. It was hard to get the Deep Space Nine characters. We got Tom Paris from Voyager as a non-aligned. We got Worf, Ian Andrew Troy, Tuvok, but Mirror Universe Tuvok. He's from the Deep Space Nine episode, which is pretty cool. I think he's from Deep Space Nine. Yeah. Wesley Crusher, Dixon Hill. This was, I think, an ultra rare, so that one was cool. The ISS Enterprise, the Future. This was my favorite card. This was the one I wanted more than anything else. And I think, like, my friend had this one, and he never traded it to me. And I think what I did is I think I actually ordered this one off of eBay or something like that. We've got the Defiant and the USS Sao Paulo, which is really cool. Wait, how come the Defiant doesn't have a cloaking device? Oh, because this is the Mirror Universe Defiant. So none of these have a cloaking device, but the Future Enterprise can. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Now I've got a whole nother box, and this box is like a treasure trove of stuff. So I want to just open this up. Now, this is kind of cool because this box is full of Star Wars cards. Now, I don't know if it's full of Star Wars cards, because I think this is all the non-characters, because I remember, like, I sold off a bunch of Magic cards years ago. But this is a cool thing about Decipher. I want to talk about both of these games in this regard. They put so much flavor text into these. A Jedi lightsaber, right? Elegant sword of pure energy. Like, how did they get... This was before we had, like, CGI stuff. So it's like They did some really fancy like Photoshop stuff before Photoshop was really a thing. I always wondered how they got all of these shots because, like, I don't recall a shot in the kitchen in Tatooine where they were all like walking, like they set up all their guns and walked, and the camera was still rolling. Like, how many of these? Like, this one was probably airbrushed or painted on or something like that. But I don't know how they got all these shots because they look like they're all straight out of a movie set. You know, it's really, really cool. The way they did a lot of these. This one's obviously zoomed in really, really close to the proton torpedo. I'm looking at a whole bunch of weapon cards right now, I suppose. The Domain of Evil. This is Jedi tests. Okay, and then this one also had a space line. I didn't like this Star Wars CCG as much because you had to have a planet and then you had to set up locations on the planet this way, and you had a whole bunch of these. So one planet would end up taking up like 4 foot of table if you had enough locations on there, and then so it made it to where it was a lot more of a ground battle than a space battle. Yavin 4, I think these are from the original set. So I had a lot of cards from the original set. Dagobah, I think that was from the Dagobah set. Imagine that. So a lot of cool stuff in this little treasure trove. I think it's really cool to go through old stuff and find stuff, but I really would love to see a revival of these games. So I don't know if Decipher exists in some other named format these days, but wouldn't it be cool? Let me know what you think in the comments. Wouldn't it be cool to see an homage to these games resurface on like Kickstarter or something like that? Now, I've got some other card stuff in here too. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with EverQuest, but there was a game called Legends of Norath. I remember getting these at an EverQuest convention when they used to do a Sony fanfare. And this was a digital game. This was like Hearthstone before Hearthstone existed. So like they did it first, but Hearthstone did it better. And so these were, I think it was attack, armor, health, and I don't know what the pluses were. I don't remember. But you had 4 quadrants and stuff like that. It was weird, but look at Furiona V, Lady Vox, Antonia Bale, Lord Nagafin, and this was like a promo pack. You couldn't actually play this game because, again, imagine trying to play Hearthstone with physical cards. It would be weird. But yeah, so this was kind of fun. And I've got a whole bunch of X-Wing reference cards, X-Wing 1.0 reference cards. Look at that. This is just all kinds of stuff in here. We've got and then a lot more Star Trek cards, Latinum, lots of really Kevin Uxbridge Convergence. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about this for a while. There's so much in here, so much really cool stuff. I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is from Magic. Old, not actual Magic cards, but I guess little promo. That's when, at what point did Magic start augmenting its booster packs with advertisements? I don't know what year that was or when that happened, but very cool stuff. Let me know in the comments if you guys would play a Star Wars or Star Trek game sort of in that old style where you kind of build the board. I also really think it speaks a lot. I'm trying to see what else is in here. What other stuff is on the bottom? Planets. Shuttlecraft. Okay. Oh, and you had outposts too. I totally forgot about outposts. Do I not have any outposts in my Federation deck? Otherwise, I'll have a rough time if I don't have any other outposts. But yeah, these games actually played really well, and I always thought that was like a really cool thing when you look back from now to back then, when a lot of games, the toughest competition was like Monopoly and Risk and stuff. And granted, Risk is a great game and everything, but there wasn't really tough competition back in those days. And the fact that they made a game that was, so enjoyable, once you actually, if you could actually get around to playing it. A lot of people that I knew just collected these cards and didn't really play them as much. Oh my gosh, Q events. That was a whole different thing. Robin Leffler. Oh, remember that episode? You see, I can just watch these or just look at these cards and just remember all of these episodes. Oh, a generic colony, different generic stations too. Very cool stuff. Anyhow, as I just filter through these, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for watching. There's a lot of good Star Trek stuff just around the corner. We got Star Trek Into the Unknown. We're going to be getting more news on that very, very soon. So I am eagerly looking forward to all of that stuff. I would love to see, yes, I would love to see these guys show up and Star Trek Into the Unknown too. Very cool stuff. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this whole channel possible. I will talk to you later. Rogue Borg Mercenaries. Oh, that was fun. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. Always wash your socks and have a fantastic day. Very cool stuff going through, digging through old treasures.